Good morning and welcome to Sunday morning meditation at City of Light. I'm the Reverend John and I'll be your tour guide this morning. We're going to do a visioning exercise that will lead up to the burning bowl ceremony during the service. So if you would, let's first get comfortable. Let's sit back in our chairs, have our feet flat on the floor unless you're in the folded knee, Indian style knee position. Close your eyes. And if you want them open, you can have a soft closed eyes with a gaze at a fixed object. And we breathe. We breathe to become aware of the holy moment we are in right now. This is how we let go of everything else that's going on in our world. All the chatter. We're simply going to breathe with our eyes shut, or if you have a candle lit, looking at a candle. And as we do these contemplations, if you need to write down what comes to you, be prepared to do that as well. What is the highest vision or perfect idea for you in 2021? What is it you wish to bring into your experience? What does it feel like? Look like? Is there a sound that goes with it? What must I become, or what must I embrace to bring this into my life, my world, my experience? What must I release to bring this into my experience? Is this shift, this change in my experience coming about through God's grace? Does it bring about good for me and anyone else? Is my idea in any way harmful to anyone else? Is there any other information that wants to be revealed in this moment? And so knowing my idea brings good to myself and good to others, I know it must be a God idea. This is what God is seeking to do through me, through us. When I know it won't harm myself or others, I go ahead and take the first step of deciding, yes, this is for me in 2021. I lovingly open myself to be the vehicle of its expression. I know I am good enough. For my uniqueness is the way I am to express. It is a way God sought to express another opinion, another energy on this world. I need not imitate anyone else. And I trust in the Creator that I am created in the image and likeness of God, just as I am. There is nothing wrong with me. There never was, because there can be nothing wrong with God. I accept in this holy moment of now that I am just as I am supposed to be. And I embrace that going into 2021. So now we become more comfortable, more aware of where we are. We hear the sound of the music. We feel whatever surface it is we're sitting on, and we can wiggle our toes. We are here. The famous I am here. I am here. I am here. Calls the presence and power of the Creator into this moment. And it is indeed a holy moment, and so it is.
Good morning and welcome to City of Light. I'm Reverend Dr. Paul Gretz, and it's a delight to welcome you to our Sunday celebration service. It's the first one of the new year. Welcome to 2021, a year of great expectancy. That's right. That's our true essence and theme. The way we look at life here at City of Light is living in expectancy each and every day. Now, as we did so in 2020, well, so many amazing things unfolded for us. Even in the midst of a pandemic, there were so many miraculous occasions, opportunities, infinite possibilities began to unfold for us. We were so thrilled with the success of 2020 that we're looking to say, let's continue living in expectancy for 2021. We want to build on that, and that's our intention. We're inviting you to do the very same, to live a life full of expectancy of the goodness of God. So let's just open up our service today with that energy within each and everyone's life of expecting something amazing to unfold, to speak to our lives today. Let's welcome one another, as our tradition is, by sharing our mission, message, and how we hope to accomplish all these things. You'll find the words on our screen. We're going to share this together, so I invite you at home to read along, and let's proclaim this good news together. Welcome to City of Light. All right, are they coming up on the screen for us? Okay, so, well, we want to welcome everyone to City of Light, and what we want to say, hold on just a moment, I've got it here for you. Okay. First glitch of the new year. How's that? Welcome to City of Light. This is a place where people of like mind come together, recognizing in Christ consciousness that there truly is only one power, ever present and all-knowing. We offer a positive and practical approach to a lifetime of spiritual growth. And we know that we are all spiritual beings having a physical experience in this world. Now we celebrate our diversity, welcoming everyone in unity. And we know that how we act is the greatest expression of what we believe. So we live out our calling to be a light for the world, a light of love, truth, and understanding that is making a difference. And so it is. Let's just open up our hearts today to this incredible song that says, I release and I let go, provided by Scott Dunn. It's the theme for our service for today is our Burning Bowl service, where we're going to be releasing those things that we don't want to carry into this year. We want to let go of those things. It's a powerful spiritual act that we engage in each year, and allows us to just embrace the wonderful power of surrender. So I invite you to listen to this song and sing along if you know the words. I release and I let go. Take a deep breath and let's just release. Let go of all the distractions in our world. Let's just let go of everything that would keep us from being focused on this moment. Breathe in again and release it out. I release and I let go. That's the theme for today's spiritual experience today. All about letting go and the joy that comes to our life that fills us as we have surrendered and released those things that no longer serve us. It is our tradition to begin our service with an act of doing unto others. And this month we're collecting for our benevolent fund here at City of Light. From time to time, there are occasions where people are in great need and we want to help them out in whatever tangible way that we can. Of course, we offer a clothing closet and a food bank. We offer a hot meal on Wednesdays. We do the very best we can. We offer a concierge service for those who are living out on the streets to have their mail received here and that they can begin to rebuild their lives by having an address. Well, there's so many services, but also from time to time, we want to be able to help them out financially. So your gifts today will go to help us build up this benevolent fund. We can reach out to help people. Some people are in need of some financial assistance to help them carry them through the journey, something to help them sort of get up on their own and be able to build their life and to just need that helpful start to continue on. So we encourage you to give generously. For those of you who are viewing, you can go to our website at www.cityoflightatlanta.com and donate there. Just mark it for Do Unto Others. Now this month, it's all about reaching out and building a benevolent fund that is there to help others. We appreciate your generous giving. For those of you who are gathered in our auditorium, I invite you to place your gift in the basket now. We appreciate your generous giving towards this cause. And thank you so much for supporting so many of the great programs that we do here at City of Light. Now, we're excited as we look to this new year of all kinds of opportunities for us to grow in spiritual enrichment. And our classes are continuing on with Tuesday nights. We're finishing up the class on basic principles of science of the mind with this textbook by Frederick Bales. This has been a great class. So many have really enjoyed the insights that have been shared, and I invite you to join us 7 p.m. for the live streaming of this class. Now, if you've missed it, you know that you can always go back and view them either through those that have been libraried on our Facebook pages, or what's an easy access is to go to our YouTube channel, City of Light Atlanta. That's the YouTube channel, and you'll find all kinds of services, classes that you may have missed in the past available there for you to view. So we also want to let you know that we're continuing on with our Thursday AM class at 10 in the morning. And we're continuing with our study of everyday holiness. It is entitled The Musar, Everyday Holiness, a Spiritual Pathway from a Jewish Perspective. It's all about ethics in our life and all about learning how to be the best that we can be. Learning on how to create a curriculum for correction. Sort of looking at these things like, oh, there's some aspects of life that I need to work on to improve, that I might be living out the highest and best in my journey. I also want to say thank you for supporting us throughout 2020. Wow, it was a great year. I know we faced lots of obstacles, and I know there were challenges that everybody went through, and we certainly, our hearts go out to so many who battled with COVID-19, who faced the challenges and were victorious and overcame, as well as remembering our loved ones and family members or friends who passed on, transitioned from this life due to the virus. But we know that even in the midst of all those challenges, God was at work and unfolding some amazing things. So we are just so grateful for your assistance and your faithfulness, both in attending our services through the live streaming, both in sharing through your gifts of financial blessings to this church, your gifts of support, your tithes, etc., and for those who volunteered and worked. So many things have been accomplished in this past year. Now, 2021, well, we've already set some great goals to set even more miraculous things unfolding for us. We're going higher and higher and higher and higher, just believing that what has been established, we're building on for an even better year yet to come. I firmly believe this is going to be a year of healing. I hope you'll join with me in that. We're just embracing the healing power that's working within all of humanity, facilitating health and wholeness and wellness throughout our world, as well as emotional and spiritual and just a mental wellness, that a newfound joy, peace, and calm comes to our world as well. Now, I want to say thank you also for being with us through Facebook and joining us and being connected. So I encourage you to check out our Facebook pages each and every week. Get updated on what's happening in the ministry and the life here at the church. And it's incredible outreach. Also reach out to us at Crossroads Community Center, our Facebook page that supports our compassion ministries. Great ways for us all to be connected. And of course, if you have special needs and prayer requests, would you be so kind as to reach out to me? You can reach out to me at my email address at revtpaul@aol.com. You can do so anytime. I so desire to be in contact with you in any way that we can. And if you have a special need, something I can pray with you for or help you through in the journey of this life and help you in 2021 to be the best year you've lived yet, well, I'm there for you. So please reach out to me. I'll do my best to respond and to support you, encourage you, guide you in any way that I can. It's going to be a great year. I know it. Now, I just want to say, let's just sit back and relax and let us just enjoy the wonderful presence of God, opening up our lives in a fresh new way. As we prepare for an affirming prayer, a moment of really being centered, center your hearts and thoughts now as Scott Dunn shares this song, I Am the Light.
Let's take this time to go into prayer. I'm grateful and thankful to know that there's a power for good in the universe and it is ours to use. This power is grace. It is love. It is wisdom. It is intelligence, and we are soaking in it. We are created out of it, and there is no absence of it in our lives. If there is, it is only due to our not understanding how to use this power. I'm grateful and thankful to know that we are each some part of this. And so I claim for 2021 an increase in love in my experience and your experience, an increase of divine wisdom in my experience and your experience, an increase in prosperity as we welcome the power of God into all areas of our life, including prosperity, ever increasing and improving health as well. There's no need for me to carry something that I didn't come in with. The power of God surrounds me and it infuses me, and I can claim only the power of God in my experience, in this body and in the vibration around me. I give thanks as I share these benefits with all. I know this word reaches out and extends far beyond me and far beyond each person here and who hears it. And with that knowing, I give thanks and let it be so, and so it is. Please sit back now and enjoy the Lord's Prayer.
you so much, Scott. Well, have you ever been driving down the road wondering why your car is a little sluggish? Maybe why it's not taking off and why it's not moving as quickly as you intend as you put your foot to the gas pedal? Well, have you ever thought maybe you haven't released the parking brake? Years ago, I was teaching my daughter how to drive. As a young teenager, we went out to a parking lot, and I had just told her all the aspects of, here's the blinker, here's how to drive, here's how to turn the car on, here's how to turn the car off, here's the brake, etc., giving her all just the general rundown, and of course, setting the parking brake. And then turning over the vehicle to her to say, now, let's see how well you do as we navigate this parking lot. Well, suddenly, the wheels are spinning, the car's not really moving, it's just struggling along, and what's going on, Dad? What's going wrong? Well, honey, did you release the parking brake? Well, today, it's all about that in the journey of our spiritual life. How are we releasing those things that are the brakes holding us back from our highest and best? It's a service of releasing and letting go as we entertain the opportunity to do so through the burning bowl ceremony. Following my talk, we're going to gather together, and those who are here in the room with us have a piece of flash paper. We're inviting you to write on that paper exactly what you'd like to release. Now, some of you say, wait a minute, I need a piece of paper that's at least 6 feet long of things I'd like to release from 2020. Or others saying it's all summed up in one big thing. It's just I'm writing 2020 on my paper, and I would just love to release this year and all that it held. Others are more specific of saying, I'd like to let go of fear. I'd like to let go of anger, resentment, hurt, disappointment. I want to release these things because I want to move forward. I want to release the parking brake that's holding me back from really moving forward at a good pace. And I want to let go of the things that simply do not serve me. Because what we're actually inviting you to do is to release, which is really to surrender. Now, a lot of people say, wait a minute, I don't feel comfortable with that word surrender, because a lot of times we hear of surrender and we use it in the context, give up, I quit, I surrender in this context. But I want you to stop thinking it from a negative, but thinking from a positive, where we're inviting you to give up everything that no longer serves you, to surrender those things that don't really serve your highest and best. Fear, does it really serve you? Anger, how does it serve you? Jealousy, envy, disappointment, depression, sadness, on these things we go in our life that we've been carrying in a grieving process. How is it serving you? Is it helping you? Is it helping you to move forward? Because what we want to do is we want to just move on, and we want to release that parking brake and jettison forward. We want to let go of those things that have been not serving us well throughout the past year. And we want to just be in this mode of complete surrender to the highest and best. To just release these things is a sort of just a offering of peace, filling up your life to say, I let go. I let go. I don't want to hold on to these things. I hope you're doing some work of surrendering some of the things that you have in your life, even in a tangible way, that no longer serve you. A lot of people are going through their closet right now as they think about the new year, and they are just saying, you know what? I haven't worn this in a long time. And so we're seeing some very large donations coming in to our clothing closet. People saying, you know what? Why am I holding on to this? Do I really need this? These bell bottoms I've had for, 30 years? That poodle skirt from the 50s. Do I really want that? When will I wear that? I know you guys are all thinking about it and wondering, when am I going to wear that? But, really, when it comes down to it, you're asking the questions, do I need this? So on goes the list that we may say of saying, wait a minute, let's do some house cleaning as we begin this new year. Let's ask ourselves, what things do we really need and what things do we no longer need? Because they absolutely don't serve the highest and best within our life. So that spiritual surrender is really to stop struggling against what is and to let go of all these things that are there. Just saying, I'm letting go of that which I'm holding in mind and seeing in front of me. I'm letting go to what is, and I am welcoming what ought to be. I am letting go of what is, and I'm welcoming what ought to be. I am now embracing. This is the joy I'm intended to live. This is the abundance I'm intended to live. This is the peace I'm intended to live in. This is the success I'm intended to live in. I'm letting go of what is and what may be holding me back from that, and I'm embracing what ought to be in my life. So what we find is that there is a joy in surrender. A real joy that comes to our life. It's a positive feeling that you have when you simply have let go of some heavy burden in your life. Let me tell you this. I traveled with a group of young people who went from New York to Europe and then through Europe into Africa as a missions team. And each child, as I called them then, teenager, they were required to carry their own bags. Whoa, some of them were saying, well, wait a minute, I have brought way too much baggage. I brought way too many things. Some of those people, young girls were thinking, I need designer safari outfits for Africa, and I need some really cute things for Europe, and I want to look really fashionable when we go through Paris, and I want to be looking really great when we're in Rome. And so before you know it, they had carried a lot, and their heavy baggage was quite a bit. And when we came to a train station in Rome, the opportunity was for them to check some bags and leave some of that baggage behind. And let me tell you, what a day of celebration as people began to say, I don't really need this. I don't need this. I don't need that. I am setting this aside. I want to lighten my load because for the rest of the journey, I'm tired of carrying this. I'm tired of holding on. And what a joy it was to release the baggage, to release. And let me tell you this, in our spiritual life, it's the same. There's an incredible joy of surrender when we're willing to release the things that no longer serve us. There's incredible joy that floods our life when we go, wow, life is so much easier to navigate. Life is so much more pleasurable. And I get to really enjoy each and every day because I'm letting go of some of this stuff I didn't need. I don't know why I'm carrying it in the first place. So let me tell you this. There's this positive feeling that will come to your life through the experience of releasing. And it need not be just that we release today on a burning bowl service, but that we're learning to release every day of our life, letting something go that we no longer truly need. What it does is it enables us to have the opportunity to step out of all limitations. Because quite often what we're holding on to, what's keeping us back, is a parking brake of limitations that's constantly saying, you know what, this is your world of limitation. You can't go any further. Don't go beyond this. It's not possible. And our focus is so much on the limitations of our world. But as we begin to let go of that thinking of what is and embrace what ought to be, what you intend to be, what you should be living as in your true divine nature, that great success, well, you're released to move forward. It also is a great joy that happens to your life when we are expanding beyond that usual conditioning that's going on, that's always saying, here is the extent of how far you can go. This is your limitation. It's helping you to expand, to go beyond that in powerful ways. And it's opening you up to some infinite possibilities. And this is what's so beautiful, is to know that there's an infinite possibility for your life. And in this year of 2021, I want you to start thinking and embracing infinite possibilities. Because as your mind goes into what is possible and you're letting go of limitations, wow, suddenly you begin to travel in dreams and imagination of all kinds of things that are available for you in your life. Looking forward to that by expanding your soul, by opening it up to say, I open up to these infinite possibilities because I have released, I've let go, I have surrendered. Now, when you surrender spiritually, what happens is you stop focusing solutions on situations that you can't control. You're looking at a lot of things and you're trying to force some solutions on things that you just can't control anyway. So you just surrender some of these feelings, some of these issues, some of these disappointments that you're trying to force a solution on that you can't control anyway. So you just release and you surrender to them in a sense of trusting that the divine source, the divine power already knows what is best for you. This is what's so beautiful. is that in the essence of releasing, in the spirit of surrender, we elevate that energy of trusting that just simply says, I trust God that all things are working together for good. You know, I love this. It comes to me quite often. It's something my father taught me, was an old hymn. God is still on the throne, meaning that the universe is in control. The universe knows what's best, meaning that God, this higher power, this infinite energy of possibilities is in control. God is still on the throne, being a metaphor of how to look at life, that the highest and best is really what's ruling this world. Now, we may always entertain doubts and fears and questions, and we may always look to the worst case scenarios and the limitations, but that's not what's ruling this world. When we really allow the wonderful power and presence of God on the throne, the universal wisdom, the intelligence of this world to flow, that's what's ruling. He would sing that song to me, and we would sing it. I'd be cutting his hair, and he'd be singing, let's just join in singing. At 97 years old, he'd break into this hymn, God is still on the throne, as an old Pentecostal preacher. Well, he passed away several years ago. But in moments of silence and in moments of stress or worry, when it wants to flood and come into my life, I can hear him singing. I hear an inner voice, a voice of remembrance of my Father's voice saying, God is still on the throne. Let me tell you this, when you're willing to release, to surrender, you're able to just fall into the wonderful consciousness of full and complete trust, knowing that God is still on the throne. And you can surrender easily because the divine power is in control over all things when you allow, when you release, when you let go. That's it. Pull on that parking brake and release it. Bam! What happens? Yes, you get to move forward. That's the same thing that's happening in your spiritual life. As you begin to trust, you released that parking brake, and you now have this ability to move forward in great ways. What we find is that Eckhart Tolle says surrender is to say yes to life, and I love his thought around this. Because when we're releasing and letting go of all this negativity and the things that no longer serve us, what we're doing is we're actually saying yes to life and all of life's possibilities. We're saying yes, 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 yes. I say yes to all the good that's out there and all the infinite possibilities of success, prosperity, health, and wholeness that are available to us. We actually begin to let life work for us when we surrender, when we let go. Because what happens is we begin to move down this divine flow of the sort of, shall we say, of the stream of blessings. You know how it is? Maybe you had the opportunity to go inner tubing down a wooden stream, maybe somewhere. Years ago, we used to get together as a group and go inner tubing every year with an annual event. Everyone get in inner tube, get into the river and let the current carry us down. We'd gather together, tie some inner tubes together and have one inner tube that had a cooler in it and some snacks and food and laugh and joke and just enjoy ourselves, just simply resting and allowing the current, that flow to carry us down. Then, along the journey, someone would grab onto a rock or grab onto a tree limb or something and would hold the whole group and hold us back. And we'd be like, well, why are we not moving in this divine flow? Why aren't we being carried in this wonderful current? Well, something's holding us back. So it is when we are surrendering and releasing, we're saying yes to life and we're letting life work for us, letting that divine flow, that current of God's goodness to flow and to carry us through every single journey of our life. For this surrender is really something that is a gift you can give yourself. Now, we just completed a wonderful season of giving gifts. Oh, you don't have to stop there at Christmas, even though it's over, but we think about all the times that we've given gifts and that Christmas is a gift-giving season. But how about, did you give a gift to yourself? Did you give the gift of releasing, of letting go, of surrender? It is a great spiritual gift that you can give yourself, because what happens is you then let go of this ego that tries to control everything. You're always trying to control it. And you know, I think we are, as humans, sort of ingrained with the fact that we think it's really good to kind of control everything. We kind of think good people know how to control, and we should always be in control, and we should never let go of control. And so we've kind of got this thinking ingrained, rather than just saying, wait a minute, I release and I let go and I let God, the divine wisdom of this universe, being in control, and allow it to lead and to guide and direct my life. And in doing so, I release this search and this constant quest for how is it going to happen? How is it going to work for me? How is prosperity going to happen? How will I be blessed? How? Just let go. Release. Let go of that parking brake. Release. Let go of that branch or rock that's holding you from floating down that beautiful river in divine flow, in current. So what happens is there are some real steps that we need to take towards this journey of surrendering. And the first one is acknowledging that you have faith. A full surrender requires that you have faith, that you really have a faith that you have so strong that says, I don't need to think about anything else. I don't need to go anywhere else. I don't need to devote my time to any other goal. I simply trust, and my faith is at work. My faith is so strong in believing. I have a confidence that God is working even now in me, through me, around me, and always for me. So this is really an essential component to the surrender, is saying, I have faith in the divine source. Another is a sense of patience. That's right. Because in surrendering, we constantly want to find the instant gratification, the instant answer right away. But surrender may say and require us to simply be patient, to be patient and allow things to unfold in the right and perfect time in our life. So let go of something that's been holding you back, that no longer serves you, and be patient, for the right and perfect things are all coming into alignment in your life. For that which you are seeking is seeking you. That's a beautiful thought. Because when you're seeking your highest and best, when you're seeking blessing, when you're seeking prosperity, when you're seeking loving relationships, I want you to know that that which you are seeking is already out there seeking you. And there's this wonderful spiritual alignment that happens in our life when we are patient and we allow things to unfold then in its perfect time. This patience allows things to unfold naturally. That's right. In the spiritual world, things unfold naturally, as they should. There's not a lot of force. There's not a lot of aggravation. There's not a lot of challenge. Let me tell you this. If you've been knocking on a door so long and that door doesn't seem to open up, after a while you have to ask yourself, is it really meant for me? Because quite often, those doors that don't open up naturally for you may not be the right door for you. So what we want to do is just be patient, and in that patience, continue to release, let go of anything, but know in great faith all things are working together for good. Then this surrender also requires that you are simply aware, to remain focused, to be so diligent in this, that you are really aware of this divine presence. And as you release to it, it is at work. And I am so aware of the divine presence in my life. That's what you need to claim each and every day. Say that I am so aware. I am so conscious. I'm fully in tuned and aligned with the fact that God is leading and guiding and directing my life. If you haven't memorized Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 by now, you should. Go to your Bible and really write that passage down, because it's a guiding truth for our lives, which simply says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. And that is this surrender. And in all your ways, and lean not unto your own understanding. And that is your surrender. And in all your ways acknowledge him. And that is your surrender. And what will happen? God will direct your paths. So why are you holding on to all this stuff you don't need, all this crap, all these emotions, all this baggage that you're carrying? Why? When you know that it is God's desire to direct you, lead you, guide you. For that divine shepherd wants to take you to the still waters and greener pastures, that you might feel nurtured and strengthened in this journey. Another aspect of surrender and releasing is meditation. really want to encourage you, because what happens is meditation is the act of surrender and the single most powerful tool that you can have in your spiritual journey, because you are then involving and engaging, I should say, in this moment of just incredible quiet to the self, to reconnect with the higher power. Let me tell you this, you will find the ability to surrender or to release so much easier as you sit in the stillness and become fully conscious of the love of God flowing in you, through you, and around you. And I want you to just pause for a moment and just reflect in a moment of meditation of the love of God. And let it be just washing over you in such a way. The love, it's intense love, it's beautiful love, it's a glowing love, it's a white glowing essence of love. You might picture it in so many different ways, but it's a love that seeks your highest and best. That enables you to easily surrender and to release those emotions of fear and anger and resentment, disappointment, those things that are just weighing you down. Now, we also want to understand that when we slip into the silent spaces, that between those thoughts, what happens is you surrender that small self within and all of its limitations. And when you do this, you're just really surrendering every aspect of your life to this silence, to this beautiful silence that is the presence of God, that still small voice that's ever speaking to us. Another aspect of this surrender is devotion. Ancient scripture tells you to set aside time every day for the contemplation and to really live a life of devotion to the divine. Devotion. I am devoted to it. This will enable you to be able to be great at releasing, at surrendering at all times, to recognize your life as spiritual and to develop your finer levels of feeling, to just be so devoted to this journey that you just become more and more aware of the feelings of goodness. God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. And be aware of that feeling and devoted to that goodness and allowing that goodness to unfold within our lives at all times. Now, to offer everything to the divine is really this wonderful act of surrender. And it's the first step and the final step to letting go of this old world and building a new world. Okay? So in 2021, where you want to build something new and let go of the old, you want to let go of all the challenges and problems, those things that held you back in 2020 from your highest and best. And you want to begin building a great and successful year in 21. Well, what happens is as you surrender, you're taking that first step, and it's the last step. It's the first step, and it's the last step, because when you've released it, you've let it go. Now, do we really understand surrender? Do we really understand releasing? Because some of us have the crazy idea that to release is to kind of hold on a little bit of it. You know, just let go a tiny bit, but still hang on, you know, and like it's not full release, is it? You can't have the parking brake somewhat on and just a little bit on and still intend to move forward at the speed you'd like to. So you've got to release it totally. You've got to let go of everything. And that is that complete trust within our lives. Not holding on to any aspect, but to release those things, again, that do not serve you well. This is the power of releasing. So complete surrender is the final fulfillment of your spiritual life. I surrender to the all good. And you're going to experience this incredible fulfillment in your spiritual journey as you do so. So I'm inviting you today to join us in this wonderful experience of surrender and of releasing and letting go. In just a few moments, we're going to step to the burning bowl here. And I'm inviting those of you who are gathered in our auditorium to take your piece of paper. Maybe write one word or two that summarizes what you are releasing. And I know the paper is too small to put on everything that many of us would like to release. So just let it be symbolic of all the thoughts you have that say, I want to let these things go. I'm going to invite you to come forward and place that piece of paper to the flame. And as you do, watch it just disappear completely. And let it be symbolic, let it be metaphorical, let it be that which you are doing within your life, saying, I release, I let go. I'm going to invite Scott Dunn to come to the keyboard to play some music for us as we come forward and engage in this experience. And also, there are those who aren't able to be with us in our service, in this opportunity of gathering together. So they have reached out to me in advance and said, would you call my name out? I'm going to be calling your name, and I'm going to release a piece of paper on your behalf. And you already know what's on that. You already know mentally. I don't need to know. You know what it is. And for those of you who say, you know what, I procrastinated, I forgot to reach out to you, Reverend Paul. I forgot to say, hey, call my name out as well. I'm releasing paper for you as well, too. Because maybe one of the things you want to release is procrastination. Whatever it may be, I want to engage everyone in this experience of complete surrender and peace. Perfect peace. So would you join with me in prayer as we begin? This we know to be our truth, that as we are releasing and letting go things that no longer serve us, we are liberating our life to live in the power of yes, to allow our life to flow in its natural context, free from the parking brakes that have held us back, and to jettison forward in a beautiful way in 2021. So this we claim as our truth, that as we set these things to flame, we are releasing them in heart and mind and soul, in spirit and in body, setting our life free for the highest and best to unfold within us. So with great gratitude as we participate in this, whether it be through live streaming, whether it be those who are reaching and watching across the world, or those in this room, as we release, we are set free and we experience the joy of this surrender. With gratitude, now we release this. We release it. We release this word and let it go for the universe to act on, as together we say, and so it is. I'm going to invite Reverend John Carn to join me. We're going to begin first by calling out the names of those who aren't able to be with us in this service. How about we get some from Anne? The basket of paper. Thank you, Anne. All right. For Julia Ann Ellis, we release this. For Bruce Ellis. For Shirley Landfear. For Martha Tanner. For Richard Schutzenhofer. For Connie Crandall. For Joanne Matera. For Malcolm Goss. For Barbara Summers. For Michael Warren. For Alicia Rogers. And for those who intended but maybe didn't reach out, this is for each and every one of you. We release this symbolically and invite you to do the same in your heart. Now we'd like to invite those who have gathered here in our auditorium to come forward and to bring your paper and to drop it in the flame and allow it to disappear. As we release and surrender, we're going to step back. Now the beauty is, as we remove the flame, you think of all the papers you dropped into the bowl. It's gone. They're empty. And I trust the same is in your heart and your life as you've released and you've let go, that it is set free, that there is no holding on, there's no residual, there's nothing left. You've let go of that which no longer serves your highest and best. Amen. I'm so glad you joined with us today for this celebration service. We appreciate you joining in each and every week. And we are so excited about this year of spiritual growth in your life. I'm claiming some great things. Now we've released and we've let go. So let's fill that void now with some positives. I want you to take some time right now and to name some of the things that you want to reach out for and pull into your life, that you're affirming right now in the positive. I have let go and I've created an open spot, and I want to fill it right now with goodness of God. I'm claiming prosperity. I'm claiming success. I'm claiming loving relationships. I'm claiming health and wholeness. Begin right now and be specific to your life, that whatever you'd like to fill in that gap where you have released something, you're filling it with the highest and best. And you are now surrendered to say, let the Spirit of God unfold in whatever way, for the universe knows best. As we believe in the this that we're claiming, or the something better that the universe may have for us. I believe that as we do, we fill that void. It makes us complete. There are no empty spots. There's no holes yet for that negativity to come back, because it is filled, overflowing with the goodness of God. Amen. So we invite you to share now in a tangible way your gratitude for all that God has done for you by sharing in gifts of offerings and tithes or special gifts, whatever it may be. Those of you joining us through live streaming can do so through our website at www.cityoflightatlanta.com. Going there, you can make a donation through that donate button at our website. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. For those of you gathered in our auditorium, if you place your gifts in this basket as Scott offers this offertory, thank you so much. It's our tradition to close the service out with a powerful song, a message for each and every one of us that's so true for this upcoming year. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, affirming, yes, 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 saying yes to all that is good of life. It begins in me. So I invite you to join with us as we sing this chorus together. Follow along at home. You'll find the words on the screen as we join together in this affirming voice. Yes, there's peace on earth. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as my center, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, yes, this is my solemn vow to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, me. As we leave this place and this moment, we move out into the power and blessing of 2021. Filled with a heart of great expectancy, we know that God is at work, for God is on the throne. We know that God is at work, for we have this perfect peace within us, an assurance, a great trust. We have surrendered all and released those things that may be holding us back. The parking brake is released and we're ready to move forward within our spiritual life. We claim this now, and for each and every one, we see and visualize a year of great accomplishment, spiritual enrichment, growth deep within the soul of each and every one as we face challenges victoriously and overcome in the power and presence of the divine. So with great gratitude, we release all of this, knowing it to be so, for the universe knows the desires of our heart before we even ask. So we release it as together we say, and so it is. So take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins in me. Thank you so much for joining with us. It's a delight each week to come into your home or to connect with you wherever you may be. And we find it to be a great privilege. We are honored that you've tuned in to be with us today. And we look forward to connecting with you throughout this week in our classes and, of course, next week's Sunday celebration service. God bless you as you're living each day in the spirit of expectancy, for this is our mantra. I am living in expectancy. God bless you.